Everybody, welcome to another episode of the show. Today I want to introduce to you guys the Grammy Award-winning XAXO brothers, Dave and Johnny.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. I swear to you, I'm so excited to be here talking to you guys. Your music's amazing. And for those who don't know, I can't wait for them to get to know you right now as we begin talking about your recent releases and upcoming music and all that, because I know that you've got some good heat coming up soon.
Oh, yes.
So to start off, I just want you to give the backstory of how you guys came up with your artist name for everybody who doesn't know, because it's a cool name, but many people don't know that there's actually a significant meaning behind it.
Yeah, we actually talked a lot about what we wanted to call ourselves and came up with a bunch of really cool names and cool options. And, nothing really was from the heart, until Johnny actually had a really good idea. And my dad's name is Eduardo, and we're brothers. So, we have the same dad, obviously. And actually, some brothers don't have the same dad. We are brothers that have the same dad.
Mhm.
And everybody calls my dad Lalo, Lalo. So we switched the L's for X's.
Right.
So it's kind of it's a shout out to our dad.
Yeah, our middle names are also Eduardo. So we are Lalos ultimately. So we just switched the X's for the L's for X's.
That's so unique and so cool. You guys and everything. And I heard that, Johnny, you switched it to X's because something you do is cancel things out a lot or X things out, right? True.
Well, I just, for me, it was more of a visual thing, something catchy, that's just, memorable. But truly the name means, with XAXO, we really explore everything that has to do with our artistry, from lyrics to music. It's very personal. So to have a name that represents us with our actual name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it even more personal, more pushes us to stay true to who we are, more every single time.
And it seems like you guys are very family oriented because that was so important to you to incorporate that into your whole artistry name and all that. So I love to hear that. It's always nice getting to hear a little bit about your backstory. And next, I just wanted to ask, how were you both immediately interested in music? Not just one of you, but both of you as brothers. You guys wanted to join the music industry.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that last night. We had some people over here at the studio. We were doing a brainstorming session, and we talked about how we've always been really intense and obsessed with specific music through our, evolution of music fans and music makers. And sometimes I bring something to the table, or Johnny brings an artist to the table, or a sound, and we just dive in. I think we're students of this, and we'll always be students of music. This whole music thing is so much bigger than us. And I think that as family, we can also understand that. How we're a team and how we're creating these things that didn't exist yesterday, and then we made, and now people are listening to. It's a very humbling process, to be honest, to learn how to work in a team, how to learn and to work as a family, and how to evolve in music and continue to be a student of it. And it's also a work of every day. You don't learn from in a couple of days how to get things done creatively, and also stay purposeful.
Mhm.
So it's a journey. We're on it together.
That's so fun that you guys are on it together even more. So you guys have parents were born in Panama and were raised in Ohio. And I was just, because I've heard that both of your parents were both pastors. So how was it growing up and as teenagers and everything, having both parents being pastors?
It's pretty cool. I mean, there was a lot of dynamics. My parents were since we were very young, they, additionally to, being Christians and, growing up in church and all that stuff, we, I always kind of saw a separation, of, okay, my parents are pastors, but they're also mom and dad, so to me, it was pretty natural. It was their job just as much as it was a way of living. So they just kind of went hand in hand very well. Obviously, as you start growing up, you start having all kinds of questions. There will be the same questions as if your parents were, lawyers, doctors, or anything else. So in a way or another, I think they did a good job at, or they tried as much as they could to, to be mom and dad, but then also be pastors of a church. So I think for me, it gave me more a broader picture of the world. Raised a lot of questions, and they were, I think they did a really good job at, just not keeping things separate, but keeping it normal. Like, it's okay, mom and dad are pastors, but we're also mom and dad. So yeah, I think it was a lot of dynamics.
I think them being spiritual leaders, I think it influenced us a lot. In our leadership, I think it inspired us, and I think it challenged us a lot. And I think there we learned, luckily things growing up in the church and with their leadership, things that to this day we still put into practice with our team. In the way we lead our team into releasing music and finishing songs and turning things in. It's a whole process. So it takes a lot of
Zen and all that.
Yeah, totally.
Gotcha. Just a quick question. Since you guys said that, you were able to separate the pastors and then the parents and everything, I just wanted to ask you, did you guys have any rebellious phases though? Like maybe like when you were in your teenage years or anything? You're smiling.
I mean, it's funny that you say that, because that's kind of come up in some conversations recently. I think I'm going to be a rebel forever. Like, I was born, I'm going to die a rebel, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's, we all have like our curiosities, we are trying to find something, I don't think just because you believe in God, or, you have, you're spiritual, that you're just a robot, So I think that's what's really beautiful about.
Yo soy un angelito.
Claro, los dos, right?
Yo soy un angelito, el rebelde.
I think it's beautiful to just, like, embody all the aspects of you, and not just be like, who's gonna do this,
Yeah, I completely understand you. And everybody has that little bit of like a rebellious phase, even if, it's from when they're teenagers or.
Jesus was the biggest rebel that ever existed. You know what I mean? So I'm just following the footsteps.
I love that you said that. That's so great. And it's so true too. So it's great to hear a little bit about your guys' childhood, how you grew up, how you got interested in music and all that. Now I want to jump in and talk to you about your musical career, because you might be like new, I guess some might call you, but I feel like you guys have been around for a long time, not only as artists yourselves, but also working with other, big names and all that, working in the studio with them. Now you guys have broken out as artists yourself. You guys in 2020 released a new EP, which I want to talk about the name of that as well, because the X's also come up in that, the type XX. Can you tell us about that?
Well, it means 2020. Yeah, so pretty. Yeah, I to be quite honest, there was not a whole lot of thought into it, other than we need to come up with a really cool, like, a name fast. And
2020, I think, meant a lot for our band. Yeah. Like you're saying, we have a career as producers and writers, but for our band, it really meant a lot. We were able to, the whole world was forced to slow down and rethink a lot of things and restructure a lot of things. And in that process, I think Johnny and I found a lot of direction, and in the music that we wanted to finish and put out. We are blessed to have this great team, that they're all really big fans of the weird stuff that we make. So, se activó la cosa en el 2020 para nosotros as far as XAXO. So, para mí representó mucho eso también.
Mm-hmm. I feel like having a unique sound nowadays where I guess music is just so like prevalent in our lives. There's so much music, so much different kinds of music, so many different genres, subgenres. I would think it's hard to find your own sound, but you guys have done just that. And no two of your songs sound the same. It's like every single song that you guys have it's got like a different kind of beat to it and different like genres all mixed in together. And I think that you guys do that really well. That's something that I really love, because like there's a song of yours for every mood that a person can be having, you know? And I really like that. And I really love the music you have on the EP and the songs that aren't on the EP as well. Before we go into talking about some of the songs, I wanted to ask you guys if you had a favorite track off of the EP yourselves, because I'm sure many of us do.
That's a really cool question. Ah, man.
I think one of my favorite tracks on the EP is Delincuente.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's it's just a vibey song. You know, it puts me in a good mood right away. Or maybe like Dudas.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just kind of another really vibey track.
Man, for me, to be 100% honest, each track is very special because that's more or less how my brain functions and my life functions. You know, to me, it's a little boring to just kind of repeat the same thing over and over and over. You know, so it's really hard. You know, I think every single song is pretty special. I think Delincuente is definitely a track that sticks out. That I'm like, and I like it probably the most because I feel like it ties the whole thing together. You know, kind of, you know, it's like the one track that I feel probably unifies everything. And I Do This is another one that I absolutely love. So I guess we might have very similar
one.
songs.
I love that. I mean, it's not an easy question. I'm asking you guys to choose between your babe, so I understand. Like, and if you're in a certain mood, you might want to hear one of the songs rather than a different one and everything. I love that you guys both have like the same top two though. Speaking of Delincuente and your guys' sound being so unique, something else that I noticed in all your videos is that you guys are so great at the visual creatives and all that. And in Delincuente, you guys are shaving each other's head, or one of you was shaving each other's head. I don't remember which one of you. And it was just so interesting to me because it's something that I haven't seen done before. And it's just like something that, you know, many people wouldn't think to do. Can you tell us about the idea behind that? Or was it like a bet, a prank?
Yeah, well, we directed that video together, pretty much shot most of it as well. And we came up with all the ideas together. And so fue como una sopa de ideas, de vainas, de referencias. And I think he at some point sent me, he's like, all right, well, so in this shot, you're going to be shaving my head. And, you know, kind of said it quickly and kind of moved on. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm going to be shaving your head. Like, yeah. Okay.
You know,
I love it.
That video, I mean, we shot it, and I think the song came out in May, so we probably shot it 2 weeks prior or something. It was like right in the middle of the pandemic, you know, when everything started to shut down. And I mean, you see like the white tarp, blue tarp. We're on bodysuits, you know, it looks like we're about to enter like a quarantined area, you know what I mean? So for me, it was just more of, at that point, nobody was getting haircuts, you know, everybody was shaving their heads. So I just kind of like visually put something together that I thought, or that we thought could represent like that exact moment, you know? So there's a part where we're playing, you know, Dabs on the drums, I think I'm on synth, and there's like this blue tarp behind us, and, you know, so it all kind of ties together with the whole 2020 pandemic situation.
I love that. But all I can think about seeing it is knowing that you guys are brothers. Dave, did you take any pleasure in shaving Johnny's head? Because I'm imagining if I had to shave one of my brother's head, that would be so great.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually. I think I could do that for a living at some point.
Yeah. It must have been like buzz off all of your brother's hair, just de una.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are so great.
It's one long shot, so it was just one. We only had one try.
Yeah.
I was mainly just focusing on not messing the shot up, to be honest.
You couldn't have possibly done that. Any way you would have done it, it would have been so great, promise. So one of my favorite songs off of your guys' EP is your collaboration with Lalo Ebrat and Mike Bahia for Bebe. I love that song. I wanted to hear a little bit about how the collaboration came to be, how the creative process of writing the song came to be as well.
Yeah, that was pretty organic how everything, you know, came about. We wrote the song first con Jay Quiles, who is a good friend of ours and somebody we write with, and also an amazing artist, killing it right now. But we got together in the studio and we started making a reggae song, and we were out, just brought the guitar out and started jamming, and he started singing some things, we started singing some stuff, and pretty much came almost the whole song came together then. Um, and then we sent it to Lalo and we sent it to Mike. They both loved it and recorded their parts, sent it in, and the rest was, you know, the video was shot the same way, you know, them in Colombia, nosotros acá. It was a pretty organic flow to get it done. You know, it's just writers and artists and creatives coming together and vibing out. And eso es como pasan with most of the collaborations today, you know, too. Like, if you vibe with it, record it and send it back.
And
You know?
always the best kinds of collaborations too, cuando pasa como así orgánico and naturally and everything. By the way, Dave, that's going to be the highlight of the interview, that little bit of you singing, so thank you.
Oh.
I love that. I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite songs off of the EP, guys. And also your guys' live version that you recorded, because you guys are so talented. Again, the video at the song, and then just hearing your guys' voice alone on the track, it's just really great. So thank you for releasing that, because it literally made my whole day when I saw it and everything. I love hearing it. Again, it's a whole literal vibe. So, you know.
Yeah, everybody that song, and I think that's what I love the most about it too, that it's, I think, one of the songs that for us it's meant a lot for the people that follow our music, and even our friends and our family. Like, everywhere I hear that song everywhere, and I'm just like, oh man, you know, I'm just glad that, you know, it's not too weird.
Yeah, no, not at all. Why would it be weird?
It's the music we make is pretty weird.
See, you guys call it weird, but I just don't hear it being weird for myself. I think it's really unique and it's got a cool sound. And if anything, I'd say just like really cool and really dope. But I love that you guys refer to it as weird yourselves. It's really interesting to hear your guys' perspective on your own music, you know? So thank you for sharing that with us. One of the other songs you guys have is Anda Pa'l Carajo. I feel bad. Anda with Maui Reiki and Randy.
Rudy Mancuso.
Yeah. And that was also very interesting for me, just because I know Rudy from all his comedy and his skits and everything. And I don't know music himself before, but seeing you guys all collab in that kind of way was so interesting, because you guys are all very dope creatives, not only musically and everything, just in every kind of artistic way. You guys just come together very well. How was that collaboration?
Pretty similar.
Yeah, super the same. You know, in the studio with Mao and Ricky one day, just working on a couple songs, and this one we stumbled. Johnny played this beat, and it kind of blew everybody's minds in that moment, and they started singing their parts. You know, no se pone sotana, ella se mueve y se mueve. And Mao just started singing that right away, and man, we wrote the song so fast. We wrote that song in like an hour, and same, you know, then send it to, and then I think we were in LA shortly after, showed it to Rudy, and he was like, let me do my verse, you know, and just jumped on it. And I'm a huge fan of Rudy, like, for real. So that's probably my favorite, you know, one of my favorite collabs for sure, to, you know, bring a guy like that who normally wouldn't be on a song, you know, with other crazy Latin guys. So I thought it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
It's in Spanglish too. That's something else that I really love about it as well, just because it represents our generation, so Latinos very well. Us like Latin grow up like making more English and then just throwing in some Spanglish there. So I love that. Again, the sound of it's really unique. Like you said, bringing in Rudy, who normally wouldn't be on a track like this, it's so interesting. You guys went that direction, and just that this collaboration came to be in general. So I really love it. Props to you guys for like feeling it. No, of course. Guys, you guys keep on blessing us with great music and great videos. Like, it's really dope to be able to see everything that you guys are doing and everything that's to come. Like, you guys have an upcoming single as well. The title hasn't been revealed yet, I believe, but I did get to preview the video. I wanted to know if you guys can share anything about that for us and for the fans watching who, are definitely going to be looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the song is called, can we say the name? Of course. The song is called Fogata. And it's something we did with Mario Puglia, which is an amazing artist that I'm a huge fan of, and also really excited about all the music that he's making and that's coming out this year with his project, and his team's awesome. But this we came together and we met and just vibed out so hard, and we work with a lot of different artists, and then when you stumble across somebody like Mario that's so special and so different, you just have to ask, and you're like, hey, can we work again, like as soon as possible? And I think that's kind of what happened with him when we like got together. We worked on a few songs, and we just started this like creative bond, because I think we really understand each other creatively, us producing for his stuff, and then we got together to work on a collaboration that we would do together, which is Fogata. And he's in Toronto now, so we shot the video same way. He shot it in Toronto, and we shot our parts here. And the director, Elliot, who is insane, lives in Toronto, so it kind of worked out that way where we just sent him the footage and made it happen over there. But como flamenco meets electronic music somehow, it's one of those weird songs that we make that you say aren't weird.
Not to me, but what I do love that I already mentioned is that you guys take these genres that are so different, and I don't know how you do it. You guys are like wizards in the studio and everything, and you just make it mesh so well. It comes together so great, like flamenco and like some EDM kind of vibe. Like you wouldn't think to mix that together, but here you guys are doing it, in all of your songs, like creating different little subgenres and just making great music overall, great weird music overall. So I love that. Thank you for sharing a little bit about us before the singles even come out. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else that we should be on the lookout for? Any new projects that we got to be following your socials to look out for?
Well, we have a lot of music coming. So literally dropping a song every single month and doing a lot of, it's never really gonna, the dynamic of just throwing stuff that feels right to us is probably the dynamic that we're gonna keep up, so it's gonna be a surprise every single time. And
yeah, some awesome collabs that we're doing this year, too, kind of unexpected, that we're super pumped for. So
I'm really excited for, we talk about, whether the music is weird, it's not weird or whatever, I'm actually really excited to we've lived with our music a lot for a long time. I'm just very excited to get the feedback from people and, have them call it whatever it is, have them say, well, my opinion is this, blah, blah, blah. Because we already know what we think about it, but, hearing you talk about it, it's like, whoa, that's cool.
Totally.
I didn't look at it like that, so I'm just really excited to like make our music not really ours anymore, just make it everybody's.
Totally.
I love that. Thank you guys so much. And to be able to share my opinion with you guys about your music is something really special for me too. I love it. Like I've told you already. Your weird music, as you guys call it, I absolutely adore. For me, it's just like a whole vibe. Like every song is just like a different kind of vibe, and I can just like chill out too. So to give you guys
thanks so much. And thank you for reaching out. We really appreciate you reaching out and wanting to do this with us. We're always available and down to talk about the process. And I think Johnny and I have this in common, but we believe we're servants, of this music. It's not about us. It's so much greater. So any knowledge and anything that we've been through that other people can grab and make it theirs and win with it, that's what this is all about. So the more that we can share our story with people and can inspire anybody that's at home to do what they love and be rebellious like Johnny or un angelito como yo también. But follow your dreams and follow that feeling we follow and get it done. It's like if we're able to do it, some brothers from Panama that ended up in Ohio, then there's no reason why anybody watching right now can't kill it at whatever they want to do. So
Thank you.
thanks for allowing us to tell our story.
No, claro que sí. Gracias a ustedes. Thank you to you both for taking the time to be able to talk to us about your story and everything that you've done up to this point and everything that's to come for you guys. We're so excited to keep on watching you guys' journey. It's always great to see some amazing, talented young creatives, you know, on the come up as always. And you guys have already. So thank you so much for your time and for joining us here.
Thank you
Alright.
so much.